Impromptu, or How to Think on Your Feet by Grenville Kleiser. To the student, I am constantly asked to make suggestions for developing alertness of mind and facility in formulating one's thoughts while actually addressing an audience. I know of nothing more effective for this purpose than daily practice in impromptu speaking as described in this book. In hundreds of instances, the results of this simple exercise have been little less than wonderful, not only in stimulating mental quickness, but also in developing resourcefulness, concentration, and self-confidence. The rules for successful impromptu speaking are, tersely, these. 1. Think clearly. 2. Express yourself clearly. 3. Be yourself. Grenville Kleiser. Impromptu. Impromptu. The game of impromptu is the outgrowth of an exercise devised by the author and used by him in the Public Speaking Club of America. A number of cards, each bearing a separate subject, are placed in a hat. Then a member of the club stands up, selects one of the cards, announces the subject named on the card, and proceeds to speak on that particular theme for 1 minute. At the expiration of that time, another member rings the bell. This exercise can be carried on by 2 or more persons. It is surprising how rapidly through this simple pastime one gains facility in speech and increased self-confidence. Many of these maiden efforts at impromptu speaking are necessarily very funny and sometimes send the listeners into fits of laughter, but the basis of the exercise is serious, and there is disclosed new and unsuspected talent in the participants. The ability to think and speak on one's feet is not usually a gift of nature, but is acquired through simple and regular practice. Curran, the distinguished Irish orator, was known in his early days as Stuttering Jack. He has described his first experience in attempting to speak before a small debating club. On standing up, he trembled from head to foot, and when he saw all eyes fixed upon him, there were 7 persons present. He became almost petrified with fear. His friends cried, "Hear him!" But although his lips moved, not a sound came from them. He profited by his experience, however, since through study and practice, he became one of the greatest orators of his day. Impromptu implies ready, offhand, without previous study or preparation, and provides one of the best tests of a man's fund of thought and readiness in expression. In practicing impromptu, the student is advised to set his mind rapidly to work the instant he reads the subject of the card chosen, to content himself with the first idea that comes to him, and to speak very deliberately. This will give the appearance of self-possession, while permitting his mind to reach out for fresh material. So rapidly does the mind work that, after a little practice, the speaker will be able to arrange his thoughts in a certain sequence, even in the few seconds that elapse between choosing his subject and uttering the first word. A conscientious student will endeavor to make each succeeding effort better than the last. He will aim to keep strictly to his subject, to speak fluently, to employ the best possible language, and to express only those ideas that are worthwhile. Where circumstances render it necessary, one may practice the exercise by himself. A list of subjects is offered here, which the student may himself supplement, together with specimen 1-minute speeches prepared and delivered by the author's pupils. A man who has himself well in hand and knows precisely what he wants to talk about can make a most interesting speech in the short space of 1 minute.